What is going on, everyone? Judd Burden here with Asphalt Kingdom, and I'm super stoked to be here with Ryan West here this morning, man. I appreciate your time, brother. I know how busy you are.
God, appreciate you having me, man. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much.
I was, we were chatting on Facebook the other day and just going back and forth, and I feel like I've known you for a dog's age, even though we haven't ever met in person or on live camera. This is actually the first time, but I feel like it's been a dog's age because of some of the stuff that you shared in that chat, and it brought me back to a moment of just really, really coming back to the why of what it is that we do, and it goes beyond so much past equipment and just what we do from a service perspective, and it's really about the people and the mission and the journey. And I know that you've been on a mission and a journey in building the beans out of your company, man. R.A.W Sealcoating and Paving Ltd, right?
Yes, sir. So we are raw. I guess where it started, 2019. I think I looked at my wife and I was like, you know what, babe? I was a crane operator and we had a place up north still. And it was, 2019, it was COVID. It was scary and hours were sparse at work. And I'm still doing the crane op thing. We recently moved to the lower mainland. So I was new here, never been down here, coming from Fort St. John of a town of like 35,000 people, like 4 million people, 3-lane highways. Just it was all so much. And then yeah, the renter stopped, influencing so much money through, and things weren't looking too great. So I told my wife, I was like, we got to do something. Let's take a jump and let's, do some seal coating or something. And she's like, seal coating, what is this? And originally it was, the only way I knew how to do it. I worked for a guy when I was younger. I guess backtrack, a few years before that, I worked for a guy when I was younger, way younger, named Curtis. I'm sure you won't mind me name dropping. Super wonderful human. I still work with him today. He does sales for me right now. So he's kind of switched a little bit, but I worked for him and he taught me at a young age to do a little bit of sales. I was doing door to doors with him at a very young, ripe age. He taught me how to seal, how to keep clients happy, that you're only as good as your last job, right? There's so many things that he kind of put in order for me. So I went on to doing my thing, crane op for 10 years, did some rig stuff. Fast forward to where I was with my wife there. And so that's it. We took a jump and I started looking around. And I remember looking around back at the start, and I'm talking like 19 years old when I was first going to do this, and I didn't end up doing it. And I believe you, and correct me if I'm wrong, Joe, you were like, there was a transition with like an Action Seal, which was an American or Canadian one. I think that was a Canadian one, if I'm not mistaken. And then there was a American one, which was Asphalt Kingdom, right?
That's right. Yeah.
That's how it was. So like, yeah, we were going through this and I kind of contacted Asphalt Kingdom. They sent me over to Action Seal. Action Seal was super great. And me being gun happy like I was and just jumping in face first, I didn't even buy the right spray system. So I ordered this system. I planned on spraying oil. I got a water-based system
Dude,
delivered.
I have the order up, Ryan. I've got the order up. It was April 2020, like
Oh,
spring 2020. And I remember the ticket that went in. I remember it like yesterday.
and so that was my first thing. And my wife looks at me and she's like, maybe not so head first. Like maybe we just throttle back a little bit. And so that's what we did. We reached out to you guys, and I can't remember if it was Dean or for the life of me who it was, Judd, but I did speak to you briefly, and you're like, Ryan, like this is a stupid thing, but let us help you, let's handle it. They went through if I put product into it. Of course I did. So it wasn't spraying. Of course, I'm trying to blame them. We're going back and forth. We get to the conversation where I'm the wrong one here. And then it's like, well, what now? So I got rid of the sealer. We ended up rolling our first couple driveways. By the way, I had a big problem where a hose popped, and that was my fault, though, I think, because the wrong system through there and the wrong stuff, and I think it messed the seal. So we had a few problems. We got through the hurdles. They told me they would take a little bit off. I sent the system out. They sent the new one in. I think they even paid for shipping. Like it was super, super transitionless, which was awesome because I think that was like my last $20,000 at the time. I was like, this really needs to work. Um,
And
so
your
yeah,
wife the whole time, Ryan, like your wife's looking at you going, "Oh shit, Ryan, again, here we go." Like, what's
and
going
we,
on? What's going on in her mind?
the poor thing, man, like God bless her heart because I am that guy. Like I get these business things. So I started West Seals Best when I was like 18, 19. And that was my first one. And it failed because it was up in Fort St. John. I didn't even buy a spray system. I was just going to bucket driveways and I didn't put any effort to it. I was 19 years old. My wife and I had another business in between that time, which was Westway Delivery and Services. That was another entrepreneurial thing of mine. We had an app. We delivered everything. We had some hot shot stuff for the oil field, even snow removal. We did snow removal up there. You could order your snow removal and slotted time. So she's seen me do well, but she's also seen me just head first. And there was a lot of discouragement. But you know when it all changed, and I'll never forget. So like we went through all that. The hose popped, spilled out on the ground. There was cars driving through it. Like it was just a nightmare. And then I got the actual spray system back, Judd, the proper one. And I went to work the next day, and I was so discouraged that evening. I remember my wife, she's like, when have you ever, like, you know what I mean? Like, we've been through so many things, purchases of house. I broke my neck in 2019. We had a brand new baby at the time, like, big, nice, beautiful scar. I'll show you. So there's obviously more to the story, but my wife has always been my supporter, and she just kind of smacked me on the back and said, hey, dust it off and get back to it. And that was it. I went to work the next day and I made $800 in 4 hours. And I was like, okay, this is great. The job went off without a hitch. It was nice and easy, a little bit of cleaning, a little rubber, heat up the rubber machine, and we were off to the next one. Within, 5 minutes down the road, we were doing another one that we had sold online. I can't remember how we got that one. And then we went to the next one, and then again in an hour and a half, it was another $800. And then 25 minutes down the road, another $800. And I came home with, $3 grand. And then the next day I did one bigger one, came home with multiple thousands. And I was like, okay, we're onto something here. And then the wife's encouragement's coming back and things are starting to get a little better. I think, Judd, to be completely honest with you, and I had a good career. I was a crane up for a long time. I made really good money, but I think it only took 2 weeks for me to quit my job. And that's been it. We're now 5 years. Fast forward to a quick one, like 5 years ahead. We've obviously had all these hurdles. As soon as I started making money, I started putting the vision together. I need a plate packer. I need a dump trailer. I needed a bigger truck. I needed, so there was just things that we started piecing together right away. I wouldn't spend my money like a fool. I would spend it on equipment or anything that I could to try to get it back. But I mean, you fast forward to today, we have 12 trailers, two sea cans just stacked with stuff, home office. We have office at the yard. What multiple 100 feet of parking. We have a salt bay, which is, big enough to fit 60 to 80 tons in there. We sell salt, we do snow removal, Abbotsford city contracts, school contracts, like you name it, man. Almost every city in the Lower Mainland. And to this day, my biggest regret of the whole thing, you know what it is? My biggest regret, the damn email, man. I made an email that's like super long. And that's my only regret to this day. I kid you not. That's the only thing bad I got to say. But what you have done, what your team has done since my first purchase, I mean, multiple crack machines. We're now, yeah, on to bigger, better things. So it's just been a ride.
Airbus coming up. Airbus coming up.
Yeah, R.A.W coming up, so that's our biggest purchase. Super excited about that. We're gonna do the spray arms and everything, so I'm really excited. We do multiple stratas and larger parking lots in a year, so cutting down that man hour, being able to do straight pulls, having your guys not exhausted and recharge for work. Right now, we're still in that cusping stage where a lot of our guys double. There's a seal team and a pave team, but a lot of them jump back and forth and do both. So it's not exhausting for the guys as much when we try to spend our money in the right spots and get them what they need to do their job properly. Not only that, but I've always wanted to be able to offer both, and that's the thing with your website is you can go oil, you can go water, you can go coal tar, you can go whatever direction you want. But when we all get to know it more, we know which one should be used at which stage of life. So for us, I'm telling the guys, 5 years and newer, we're going to do the oil base. We're going to bust out the oil base, keep the life on it. When it starts looking a little more poor, speed down, we'll get onto that R.A.W Seal, the water, whatever else we're going to throw on there that your team can bring me.
So, so as we're going through this, right, I'm thinking about, because I know as a viewer watching right now, you're like, all right, cool. It's not all cupcakes and butterflies. There's stuff along the way. So what would you say that the biggest challenge that you've experienced throughout 5 years of exponential growth? And that's kind of a loaded question, but like, what would be the number one thing that stands out as the most
I
challenging thing you've gone through?
Some of the scariest stuff that I've done has just been handling with money. And when I say that, it's we grew, like you said, in 5 years it's been extreme. We're talking multiple rollers, pavers. Like I said, I mean 12 trailers. Like it's insane the amount of stuff, like insurance papers coming across my desk. It just blows my mind. But I'll never forget, I think it was about third year of business. We were doing a big project for a guy named Mark. Extremely great client, extremely great human. We still talk a lot to this day. And it was big. We had concrete bands going on, sidewalks, acres of paving. We paved the entire side of the buildings, inside and out, both buildings. It's called 1771 Savage Road, and if you look it up, it's shaped like a U. We paved the entire thing all the way around, inside out. We had multiple subcontractors that were amazing on site with us. But honestly, man, I think I had maybe, I don't know, 100K in my account, maybe 200 at the time. And that's just, we bought rollers, we were buying pavers. So things are stretched. And I'm getting into this job and we keep going, we keep going. And I think we totaled like 1.2 million out of that one job in 36 days. And the amount of hands, like we had over 150 contractors that came in and out of there that were helping with placing, forming, sidewalks and stuff. So for me, the biggest thing was money. Like all it would take is one wrong move for this guy to, stiff me or go the wrong direction. And you experience so many of these things. Of course, there's other things when we're on site, safety, WCBs walking through. Like I'm a crane operator, which is more of an introvert. I sat in the sky by myself for 10 years or whatever it is, 7 years, alongside working through the mill. So I didn't have a lot of experience with management, and just keeping all that together has been insane. It's been absolutely insane, man. And even just for my daily, like learning how to control my daily now, like on a weekday, I can see between 20 to 30 estimates. So my assistant, even just lining them all up so my road is ready, my assistant Maria, God bless her, saves my life every day. And there's no way
One
to do this alone.
one day, 20 estimates.
At least, at least, sometimes more than that. So I have what's called the route planner, and we're starting the season right now, but I'll pop it open and I'll show you. So these are what my days look like. And I usually just wake up and press go. Maria kind of puts it all in for me, but give me one sec here. So Monday was yesterday. Right here, you can see all the stops through the lower mainland that we do. That's one lead route. Everybody's got the name and numbers. So Maria puts everything up there. She lines it into the sheets, and it comes from multiple platforms, obviously, and she pulls them in. And some of them are for door hangers. Like we're still doing door hangers. I'm still doing hard sales. I still like to knock doors. I still like to get out there. I have a blast with it, and I think that I want my kids to know. I want my kids to see like this is the hustle, this is the grind, this is what we do. And you don't have to spend all this money on advertising. There are things you can do. And like when it first started, it was literally me, my wife, and my little guy Ryan, and we'd throw him in the stroller, and she'd walk down one side, and I walked on the other. And it was door hanger. Hi guys, how you doing? People are out cutting their grass. Hey guys, I'm Ryan with R.A.W, just making an introduction. Wanted to make sure you guys knew we were in your area. Sometimes I'd even give a driveway away. Like it's cheap to give one away. You just need one on a block.
Yeah.
You need one good driveway on a block. Make it look perfect, and that's it. Seal the rest of them.
And I'll tell you, everything that you're saying right now rings home, man. I remember the days of knocking on the doors. I remember the days of getting a fantastic demo on a street and getting people outside, and like it turned into a community get together while we were all sealing their driveways, like 25 driveways on a street, and everyone was out drinking beers out in the yard as the sun's
Oh,
going down. You're putting the headlights of the truck on the driveway because you're finishing it because there's no more sunshine. You know what I'm talking about.
100%, man,
Yeah,
100%. And
yeah.
I mean,
What a journey.
it's the waves of the business, right? And like you said, there's good days and there's bad days. And for us, it's been learning to diverse. We've gone into the concrete, we do placing forming, we do the concrete sealing, polyaspartics, epoxies. snow removal, salting, multiple contracts for that. So it's super diverse, and especially here where I live in the lower mainland. There's days where we're pushing snow in Chilliwack, salting at night all through the lower mainland, and we're paving a driveway in North Vancouver the exact same day. It's 10 degrees over there, it's cold over there, and it's frozen at night everywhere in between. So it's an extremely fruitful area for us, because of how diverse we are. And I think that, being able to take those steps has really allowed us to keep the growth for sure.
What excites you most about entrepreneurship?
Generational wealth. Generational wealth. I make me emotional when I say it. I've died for this, and don't get me wrong, the money's great. It's great to be appreciated by the staff. It's great to have great staff to be able to appreciate them. It's great to experience it with everybody. The ride is phenomenal, but I'm here for my kids, man. We want
Yes,
to give
brother.
them we want to give them the tools, the knowledge. We want to give them opportunity to say, you know what, this is what we built, this is what we created. This is yours if you want it, but this is what we do to keep it all intact. And
Did you
all my boys, like my boys love it. They come riding the skid steers, they're on the pavers. I got pictures of my little guy at 3 covered in sealer. Like this is, we're gonna build generational wealth, and I'm gonna make sure of that.
did you have that growing up?
No, no, no. My dad was wonderful. My mom was wonderful. Amazing people, appreciate and love them both. My dad worked extremely hard, but like anyone else, we're a single income family. So, um, you know, my teenage years, I was in a trailer park, and in my younger years, I was in a few nicer places, but we didn't, yeah, we didn't have much. We didn't have a lot.
You know, I had this conversation. I've had it several times, and I think that growing up, like a lot of the time your parents want you just getting a job and playing it safe, like they are like, hey, just go be a crane operator or just go bag groceries at the grocery store, get your feet in the
Mm,
ground, stay disciplined, just get work, but be safe, honey. Like be safe. And like I remember that, growing up was just be safe. And as I as I was in that mindset of being safe, just having a job that was providing just enough to keep the food on the table and keep, some credit card interest payments covered and just making it by scraping it. You know what I'm talking about, man. And
100.
it's like there's no money left over, there's no cash. I mean, to invest into something is not possible because you have enough to eat and take care of maybe paying some electrical. And you reach a point where it's like, I'm either going to remain in this hamster wheel and be stuck in this position, or what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through some intensive vibrations and I'm going to break out of that. And we ask ourselves, well, how do we do that? And it's like, first and foremost, if you're not self-educating yourself by people who have been out there, who have actually crushed it for themselves and not being stuck in a hamster wheel, and then if you're not surrounding yourself with a circle of superstars that have built significant multi-generational wealth, then you will remain stuck in the hamster wheel. All you know is what you know based upon the past that brings you to where you are right now. And your peripheral vision is limited to everything that you've experienced up until now. And it takes these massive things to take place in your life to expand it just a little bit, but a little more, and then a little bit more. And it's like for you watching right now in this moment, the reason why we're here is because we want to help you change your life from where you are if you're someone that wants to change that.
And that's
Tap in.
exactly it. If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong damn room. That's what I've always been told. Just find another spot, because you should have a mentor. And even to this day, there are people that I talk to and look up to that are bigger and better paving businesses than me. And we can work hand in hand, and we take lessons from them. And I'm sure they take micro lessons from us at some points also, because we get some interesting problems. But you should never be the smartest person in the room. Surround yourself with those people, like you said, uplift each other, be there for supporting each other. Like that's part of the reason why I go with your team. I mean, there hasn't been a single person that I have dealt with over the 5 years that I've been 6 whatever years I've been doing business with Asphalt Kingdom that I have not been able to call, rely on, text, email, simple parts, and then being able to even get to the owner. Like I've always told people, like, the fact that I can sit here and have a conversation with you is, I mean, you're like a superstar to me. I remember watching your stuff when I was 19, you know what I'm saying? And the fact that we're here now talking about where success is for us 13 years down the road, when I remember seeing you online on YouTube and trying to, grasp around your vision and what you're doing, man, inspirational. So I'm proud and I'm happy to be alongside the right people. And I'm glad Asphalt Kingdom is one of the ones I can rely on. So thanks for being there for
You're
me.
you're
We
you're
appreciate you,
you're
brother.
I appreciate you, man, and I'm super excited to be on the journey with you, you know, as you grow and as you scale and you continue to build this beautiful business, man. To think 5 years, like, dude, 5 years.
I
A lot
know.
of
I
people,
think I
a lot of,
just
lot
put my 5+ on Google there.
5 years, man, 5 years. I mean, people are in their business sometimes for 30 years or 40 years and haven't broken the $1 million mark. And it's usually just because, again, they're stuck and
Yeah.
they haven't seen outside of that. Or maybe they're just happy there too, right? Either or. But Ryan, I want to just thank you on behalf of the whole community, for all the people that are going to watch this, for taking the time out of your day to be here with us and to share your journey in a quick 30-minute session here, man. Really
Yeah, no,
appreciate
it's my pleasure, man. Like I said, if there's anything I can ever do, we're all open. If you ever need anything, I'm still gonna come harass you over there. So I'm gonna come on one of your
it.
retreats and we'll get a more formal handshake and get some
100%.
that way. So I appreciate you having me,
Yeah,
but
I look forward to that, man. And congratulations on being an incredible father, leader, and I can see how you believe with conviction in what it is that you're doing. Keep fighting for it, man. That freedom's so important.
appreciate you,
Appreciate
brother.
you, Ryan. Thank you. And if anyone wants to follow you, can they find you on social media?
Absolutely. So we're R.A.W Seal Paving Insta. I'm a little old school. I'm no TikTok yet, no YouTube, but we are here for help. And anybody who's looking into your business, reaching out with questions, concerns. I know you provide a sales, setup that's non-fail, but we're also here to help other people. We're stronger together. So anybody in my area, reach out anytime.
Appreciate you, Ryan. Thanks. And thank you for tuning in to the Freestyle Jam here today. We appreciate you. Feel free to go ahead and subscribe down below and like and comment too. Feel free to post questions if we're here for you. Thanks for tuning in.